All right, looks like we're live. What's up, YouTube? What's up, all you people in my chat that don't exist? um, Trying something new. I've been watching some videos this week, and I've seen that there's like a recurring, I don't know what the word is, mentality, feeling throughout a lot of guys on YouTube that are looking for help and whatnot. Um, and it it revolves around guys that are looking for girls and trying to, they're having a hard time either meeting women or getting with girls, right? And one of the things that I found is that these guys, the way they ask questions, the way that they talk with other people online, um, they have no respect for themselves. They're like, I don't want this to come off the wrong way, but it's like they're weak minded. All right. They don't respect themselves, and then they're complaining about not receiving respect from, I guess, the women, the girls that they're attracted to. And so I just wanted to put it out there that the first thing you got to do as a man is you've got to earn respect, become a respectable person. All right. And what I mean by that is approach life the same way you would approach a job interview or a college interview, playing out for a sports team, or joining any type of club or anything like that. You're going to put yourself or make yourself, even for that, even if it's just for that interview or just for that meeting or whatever, you're going to try to make yourself look respectable, right? So you can't just be respectable in that moment. The problem that a lot of people are having, or that I noticed amongst these guys, is that they only make themselves, uh, they make themselves look respectable, or they only carry themselves in a respectable fashion just for that moment that they're in, whether it's the interview, the meeting, whatever it may be. But they don't live their life that way. And you can tell from the conversations with guys that they don't respect themselves, right? So what I wanted to quick message, I don't know, it's just the feeling that I got from hearing it from, and it's not one channel, it's all the different YouTube channels that I watch, because I don't watch a lot of TV, right? I watch Game of Thrones and maybe one or two other shows for entertainment purposes. I don't watch a lot of TV, but I like to do my learning. I like to learn about people, and when I'm not out and about, I get on the YouTube, and I have some people that I'm subscribed to and whatnot, and a lot of guys that are helping other people because that's what I'm into. So that's like, I guess you call it, that's my circle, um, that I involve myself in, kind of like the self improvement um, sphere. Like that's where I'm trying to place myself, where I want to help people because I received help in my life. I was adopted and given a chance at a good life by a great family, and so there's something naturally inside of me that wants to pass that on, that pay it forward. You know what I'm saying? It's not something I just came up with. I've always been this guy. In junior high, I was part of a select group of students, and our job was to go be peer educators, help people our age, because we had a different understanding about some of the things that the kids were going through at our age. Our job was to help them. So I've always been this way. It's not like something I just picked up and I just thought, hey, you know what? Let me see if I can. No, it's I've always been this helpful person. I've always wanted to help people, right? So the more time I spend on YouTube, the more I notice there are literally thousands of people just on YouTube. This is just YouTube that I'm talking about, that where I'm noticing this. I notice it in my everyday life when I have people in my barber chair. You know, they ask questions and we have those conversations, and I give my 2 cents. All right. Um, and so, but I'm like, this is kind of like my reaction to the amount of people that I see and the questions they ask and the way they chat or converse, have conversations on YouTube. It's one of the guys that I watch, Steve the Dean, you know, he says one of his quotes is, "This is why y'all lose," and and I see it more and more and more online. All right, so I just want to put out there real quick. These guys don't know what it is to be respected. All right. I don't know how to be in that space where people don't respect you, because I've always carried myself in a way, so as far back as I remember, if somebody don't respect you, you don't stay in that space, you know. But there's guys that'll go online and ask these weird questions, and I'm not talking about guys that troll. Those guys are idiots. I'm talking about guys that they're asking for help, but the way that they're asking for help lets you know that they don't get a lot of respect in their life. All right. So a few quick things, man. Okay. So first one, a man needs to command respect, not demand respect. You don't tell people to respect you. You have to carry yourself in a respectable fashion. All right. For one, it's one thing as simple as standing upright. When you walk upright. Don't walk with your head down or buried in the phone or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And expecting people to just like be like, "Oh, that's a man right there." No, man, you look lost. You look like you don't like have any like faith in yourself. Okay? Stand upright. Don't always lean against the wall when you talk to people. That's like, can you imagine if you're talking to somebody and they're always leaning against something, or they're in the chair, or if you're at work and you go and you see somebody just slumped over their desk, right? They don't look like they're ready to work. They don't look like they got their head in the game. Okay, stand upright. Okay, get your posture strong. All right. Um, the same way when you go to an interview and you meet people, you shake the hands of the people in the interview process. Well, you should be like that anywhere you go. When you meet somebody, you look people in their eyes. You know what I'm saying? Shake their hand, give them a nice firm grasp on their handshake. I mean, it's not something that's hard to do, but when you do that, you're coming across as, "Hey, I'm a man, respect me as a man." Right? And then you have your conversation. Okay. Same thing at work. When you're at work, you should be doing the best you can at whatever your job is. If you're flipping burgers, man, those burgers should come out clean and crisp, not sloppy and stuff. We've all been to McDonald's or Burger King or something, and you get your food out of the bag and the hamburger is torn up and whatnot. Well, the person at home no longer has respect for whoever's working behind the counter, whoever is making the burgers or whatever. Something as simple as that. Put your all into whatever you're doing. You got hired to do a job. Do it to the best of your abilities when you're there. Okay? I do haircuts on the side. I'm a champ at work. But even when I'm doing haircuts, I put my best work out every haircut. Right? Because that's a walking billboard for who I am. as a barber. That's my work. Walking around for the next 2 weeks, people are going to ask that dude either, oh man, you shouldn't go back to your barber, or hey, where'd you get that haircut? That's a nice haircut. I like that. Right? So, and that's how you command respect. You do good work. Whatever you're doing, do your best while doing it. Okay? If you're a landscaper and you're cleaning people's yards and stuff, don't half-ass it. And I got that from my dad. You know, my dad used to tell me, don't half-ass stuff. Do it right the first time, every time. Okay? When I was a kid, I'm not gonna lie, there were times when it came to chores, I used to get lazy and I would half-ass a lot of stuff. That's where this comes from, you know? As I do it right first time, every time. Okay, then you don't have to go back and redo stuff. I used to have to re-clean stuff a lot when I was a kid because I hated doing chores. I had other things on my mind. I wanted to go be doing this, you know, so I would half-ass my chores. And then when I went, you know, I'd go play or whatever, and I'd come back for, you know, to grab some food or something like that. And guess what I was doing? Cleaning the bathroom that I already cleaned this morning. You know, or mopping the kitchen floor or cleaning off the counter or something, because I did a half-ass job earlier. My mom said go clean the kitchen, put the dishes in the dishwasher, and I run out the door. All right. So I wasn't doing a respectable job. Okay. And then I learned as I got older and whatnot, it's like, you know what? It's easier if you just do it right the first time, every time. All right. You know, again, when you're in public, you know, be on your mission. If you're going somewhere, go and do what you're doing. Stay busy. A lot of people waste time because they have no mission, right? So they're just, unless like you're in the like you planned, for instance, how teenagers, they go to the mall to hang out and just walk around. Okay, that's what they're doing, right? But as an adult, you know, you start to learn that time is valuable. Time is the one thing you spend, you don't get it back. Don't waste time. Be on your mission. Go out there and do the things that you plan to do and get it done. That way it gets done. You know, at home, if you're like me, I'm a family man, right? I got my wifey, I got my kids. I have to carry myself in a certain manner. And it's not something that I think about. This comes naturally to me because what comes out of my mouth is what my kids are hearing. Okay? But they respect me because I carry myself in a way that matches the things that come out of my mouth. All right? And my boys will tell you, I'm the first one to jump in their ass when they act a certain way. Because you can't be one way at school, one way at home, one way in public. Okay? Because there'll be times where those occurrences mingle, right? So if you act a certain way in front of your parents and then go to a parent-teacher meeting, right, and you act a different way in school normally, but now that your parents are there, you're acting different. I've had teachers pull me aside like, hey, your kids are very well behaved, and now I see where it comes from. So I just want to let you know that Anthony's really good in school. Isaiah's really good in school. Giovanna's really a great student. She's so kind and nice and sweet. When you hear things like that, but if somebody asks me to describe my children, I can honestly say the same things about my kids that the teachers are saying, that the person at the store is saying, the people that they work with. But they say a lot. We all say the same things about my children. Okay? When I go to work, my boss on my day job will tell you that I'm the same person, they'll describe me the same way that my barber clients describe me, that my children describe me, that my wife describes me. Okay, they'll all describe me the same way because I command the respect. I am the person that I say I am, and I carry myself the same way wherever I go. The only people that'll see me different is my closest friends. If I'm drinking or something like that, if I get a little bit tipsy or whatever, I might be more funny that time at times. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever drunk Mike is like, right? But I've never heard anybody come at me where, Mike's an asshole when he's drunk, or Mike's, don't get around Mike when he's drunk, or anything like that. I've never had that that problem. I've never had anybody come to me and be like, "Hey man, you really messed up last night, bro. Like, you got out of hand." Actually, no. Let me take that back. There was one time, I think it was my first year in the military, I got drunk and I was goofing around with one of my friends and I punched him in the face. I don't know what that was about. Like I said, I was drunk. I don't know what happened. But yeah, that's about the only time I can remember somebody saying something like that about me when I was drunk. Right. So anyway, commanding respect, carry yourself in a way. It's not about what other people want. It's about who you are. Okay. The things that come out of your mouth should match the way you carry yourself. There's not a whole lot of different ways that you can put it. But the reason that kids grow up messed up is because the parents will say one thing, what is it? Do as I say, not as I do, right? So the parents will tell the kids be a certain way, but then the parents aren't that way. A dad can't tell his kids to be respectable and to don't act up in school and this and that, but at home, dad's beating mom's ass. That's not a respectable person, right? Because it's like, wait, dad said be this way, and he's at home beating on my mom, right? Like your head's gonna kind of twitch, and that's why kids grow up messed up, because the parents are that way. All right, yeah, I'm gonna put it on you, parents. You're raising jacked up kids because you're jacked up. If your kid's getting into a lot of trouble and whatnot, you need to look into yourself. You're not a respectable person. Your kids don't respect you, and that's why they act up when they're not around you. They respect you to your face, but when they leave, that's your name. That's your offspring doing what they do out in public. All right. And with the guys and these women, it's the same thing. Okay. If you go to these pickup coaches or dating coaches and all that, and you learn like little tricks and whatnot from these guys. What's up, freelance? How you doing, bro? Yes. When you learn these tips and tricks and whatnot from these guys that are teaching you about women, they're telling you literally that it's tips and tricks. They're like those little gimmicks. It's like a game, all right? And you go to these women and you try these little pickup lines and all that you heard somebody else say. What you don't realize, if you're 19 years old, this girl has been approached the same way you're approaching her since she was a kid, since she was 12 years old. So she already knows the game you're playing. When you approach that way, you messed up already. You lost her respect, so now she doesn't respect you. And the other half of that is, if you approach her with the pickup lines and the little gimmicks and the tricks and all that, right? Especially if you lie. If you lie to them, you messed up big time, because at some point she's going to find out the real you. She's going to find out who you are. That's where a lot of guys are messing up, because they're going to the pickup artists, the tricksters, the liars, All right. This is where the Me Too movement came from. Okay. Women are tired of the losers that show up as one thing and end up being something else. At the end of the day, that's what you are. That's right. See, my boy Freelance said it gets messy when they find out you lied to them. This is why these women burn down houses of NFL players. Okay, because those guys said the wrong thing at some point. He just wanted to get in her pants. He was already in. Okay, she knew he was a millionaire. He was already in, but he messed up and said something. So these ladies are burning down houses. When they key up your car and they busting your windows and they're slashing your tires, think of it. What drives a woman to carry out some such crazy nonsense? Her dad didn't teach her that. Her dad didn't teach her to go slash his tires. No, she got filled with rage because you lied to her. You showed up as one thing and you weren't that. Okay, so that's my whole point of this whole thing is you have to learn to command respect. You should be chasing excellence in every aspect of your life. Whatever you're doing, do it to the best of your ability. That's how you're going to learn. Because you're going to try it the best way you know how. And if you fail, you will learn something in that which will make you better. And then you'll be able to do it better the next time. Okay? Same thing with, like I said, on the job. When you're at home, when you're raising your kids, teach them the best you know how. But don't lie to them. All right? Don't be one way and then tell them to be something else. Now, if you want to tell them, hey, you know what? I grew up a thug. I was gangster. You know, we used to beat people up and this and that. But you don't do it anymore. You need to explain that. You can't just tell your kids, oh, you just weak. You ain't no little gangster. You ain't no little thug. You can't tell the kids that. Because you don't carry yourself that way. You have to carry yourself at all times to the best of your ability. Chase excellence. Whatever it is, whether you're raising kids, keep your house clean. You know what I'm saying? So that make it a habit, right? Because then that'll help you with the rest of your life keep things. And it's not about being clean. It's about keeping order in your life. Make it a habit to keep order. If you keep your house clean, like what's that guy, the Canadian dude? I forgot his name, man. Jordan Peterson or whatever, something like that. Jordan B. Peterson, I think his name is. Or am I thinking of Michael B. Jordan? I don't know. The Peterson guy, Jordan Peterson, I think is his name. Right? He tells people to make your bed. And you see a lot of guys that are looking for help, but then they clown on Jordan Peterson about the make your bed part. But the point of making your bed is not about, hey, make sure you make your bed. No, just like when I was in the military, there's a certain way to make your bed that they tell you, and it has to be done like that all the time. It's not done for you to know how to make a bed. Jordan Peterson is not saying that for you to make sure you're actually making your bed. No, he's saying make your bed so that you figure out how to get your life in order. Okay, that's where people will start respecting you when they see you and you carry yourself a certain way because your life is in order. But if you're a mess and you don't know when your bills are due, you don't know how much gas you got in your car, you don't know if you have food at the house, now your whole life falls out of order. You're a mess. Your life goes into shambles, right? Then you see, like, you don't want your water or your electricity to get cut off because you had the money to pay it, but you forgot to pay it. How do you forget to pay for something you need? Figure that shit out. There's a way that you can write it down. Get a calendar that you keep somewhere that's not. Put it on the back of your bathroom door. So every time you go and sit down in the bathroom, you look and say, oh, okay, I gotta. Simple stuff. There's millions of different ways, but you got to get your life in order. Okay. Right. Exactly. There's got to be structure. You have to have some type of structure to your house. You have to have a foundation of who you are, and that's how you build up. The respect will come from people when you have yourself in order. Okay, and that's why a lot of life coaches, dating coaches, they'll tell you to earn the respect of the women that you approach. Okay, so all those thousands, or it's probably more like millions. I believe it's in the millions of guys that are having a hard time meeting women or approaching women and whatnot. But it has to start with respecting yourself. Okay, and when you respect yourself and you treat yourself like you respect yourself, you will actually command respect from people that you meet and come across. What's up, Ray? I see you, bro. All right. So I'm not sure how we can get the message out to these guys, but you see, there are guys that are winning in life, and there's a difference between them and the guys that complain about life. But the guys that are complaining about life, look at how they carry themselves. They don't respect themselves. If you're complaining about what women do in life, and I see this on a lot of different forums, and forums and like the YouTubes that I watch. Guys are complaining about women doing women shit. I got a Patreon, so I'm not worried if YouTube takes this off, because my mouth is a little bit dirty, and my kids know that. All right, so like I said, my kids know how I talk, but I am this person wherever I go. All right, but yeah, there's guys that complain about women doing women shit. Like if you buy a dog and your dog shits in the carpet, right? Like you can't be mad at the dog. You didn't train him right, or the dog is sick, right? It's one of the two. Either you didn't train the dog, or the dog is sick. Okay, but that's an easily fixed problem. But you can't complain about the dog being a dog. Dogs bark, right? You can't be mad because the neighbor has a dog that barks. Dogs bark. What you do is you knock on the neighbor's door and say, "Excuse me, sir, your dog has been yapping all night. My kids are trying to sleep," or whatever. "Can you please let the dog in the house," or whatever, so that we can have a little whatever we got going on. That easy, right? But you can't complain about a dog being a dog. Okay, and these guys that are complaining about women doing what women do, what's the point? Like, what are you gonna get out of women complaining? I see there's one dude on YouTube. I'm not even gonna say his name because he's just a bunch of drama. But he's talking about fixing the problem with women and saying things like they need to start doing it this way. Women are women. There is a thing called female nature. We are creatures of nature. All right. Women have been doing the same women stuff since the beginning of time. They carry themselves a certain way. They all do it. We all know the how a girl acts before she's 11. We know how a girl acts between the ages of 11 and 18. We know how they act between 18 to 30. And then we know about the 30 plus women talk about where are all the nice guys. Okay, it's a pattern. It's been happening since the beginning of time. All right, they all do women stuff. You cannot complain about what women do. You can only react. Complaining is going to get you nowhere. Like why would you if you know that a woman is not gonna like for instance, Freelance just said, true, I just had to tell guys today to stop arguing and bickering with females. Why are you arguing with females, right? Like I see guys do it all the time. Why argue with a female? Especially if you don't know her. If you're online just talking, running your mouth, man, you lost all the respect of everybody in that chat, on that Facebook, on that Instagram, or whatever, if you're arguing with her, because she's arguing to win the argument. Okay, whether you're right or wrong, you can tell her 5 plus 5 equals 10. She will tell you 5 plus 5 equals 9.3 just to push her point across. Even if she knows she's wrong, she's going to save face and she's going to stick to her guns and she's going to try to get you to react the way she should be acting, the way a female reacts. And once they do that, they got you. You lost all that respect with her, right? Just like they say, what is it? You can't tell who's the retard from a distance. If you see two people arguing, one of them's retarded, one of them's not. And if you're offended because I said the word retard, then get a life. Get off the YouTube or whatever. Okay, I grew up at a time where we used the word retard. If you don't like it, this video is going to be on Patreon. It is what it is. But you know what I'm talking about, all right? Stop being offended for people who get offended so easily. But from a distance, if a not retarded person and a retarded person are arguing, and you just hear them getting louder and louder, you don't know who's who. They both seem retarded. Okay? You don't respect either one of those two people. And a respectable person's not going to be doing it. All right? So get out there, earn your respect by chasing excellence. Plain and simple. Everything you do in life, you should approach it with the thought process of, oh, I'm going to go out here and win. I'm going to do this. It's that simple. There's no other way around. If you're not doing your best at whatever you're doing, why do it? Why even spend the energy and time? You got one life to live, right? Why waste it? You know, what's the point? You know, like why even do it? Let me see what he said here. Yes, that's one of the most basic yet biggest mistakes so many men make. It's even worse with random women and these women online. That's right. You know, there are times when I'm gonna give up my secret. I want to see how many people actually will catch on to this later on. Okay. I go into some chat rooms sometimes on purpose and I'll argue with the biggest name in the chat, right? Because I need to get my name out there. I need people going to my page saying, who is this guy? Let me look him up. Because I know when they go to my videos, they'll be like, oh, you know what? Maybe he's not a bad guy. Let me go back and read what he wrote. So I'll argue, like I'll create little arguments with the biggest name in the chat room just to get the attention. Okay, that's my way, because I don't have the money to be spending to advertise everything monetarily on Facebook and Twitter and all that. All right. And so in order to get my name out there, every once in a while, I'll go into certain chat rooms just because I know that some of the people in those rooms, they like to go and look at profiles and whatnot. All right. So I do that. Or like on Instagram, I'll put posts up sometimes to get other people to react to it. All right, like I said, I'm giving up the little secrets. Okay, this is how sometimes you have to do these things to get your name out there. You have to gain traction. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no viral videos or nothing like that. All right, so because I'm not out there attacking any specific person. I'll put posts up knowing that somebody's gonna react, and then I'll have that conversation. But even when you look in there, it's not even an argument. I'm not sitting there calling them names and all that. All right. I'll put up facts just knowing that if they're in a female mind space, which a lot of, like I said, there's millions of guys. Yeah, there's millions. If they're in a female mind space, they're gonna argue. They're gonna get triggered. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna get offended, and then they're gonna react. And then I'll bust out some facts. And I'm not sitting there calling, you stupid, you idiot. But no, I don't even do that. I'll just put out straight facts and let them argue with the facts. I'll say, if I say something like grass is normally green, no, but if the sun burns it, well, then it turns brown. Well, no shit. That's why I said grass is usually green. All right. Little things like that. Okay. But I'm not out there arguing with everybody that I disagree with. There's no point. All right. Because apparently they're not going to learn there. And then if they're going to try to save face. All right. And that's why they come with the shaming tactics and all that garbage. You know, so once you get somebody into that space where they're trying to shame you and they call you names or whatever, or they'll try to personally attack you, even though whatever you guys were talking about had nothing to do with anybody personally. All right. And it's because they're not chasing excellence. They just want to win this argument because they want to win an argument. You know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's millions of people out there that just need to win an argument to make their life better. I don't know. Maybe because I'm not down in that space, I don't understand it. You know, there's guys that go online, the trolls and all that, and they go in and just run their mouth and all that. I don't get it. I don't know where that comes from. Like I said, if I'm trolling, I do a troll moment just to get people to look at my page. But it is not something I do every day. You know what I'm saying? Like I do this like maybe once a month. I'll go in where there's a big chat or something, and I'll I guess you could say pick a fight, but it's not a personal thing. You know, I'll just get the host or the person's channel, whoever it is, or whether it's online, whatever, I'll get them to react. And so if most of these guys, they got a bigger name than me. They're more famous, they got bigger followers or whatever. So I know that when they post, all their followers are going to see, oh, he's reacting to this guy. And so then now they're going to go look up Mike Shinnery. Okay, so that's my secret. All right, so I do that. I don't do it a whole lot, but I do that every once in a while. That's the only time you'll see me doing it. That's when I'm trying to get more people on my page. Now, see, they're gonna have to be this deep into the video. What is it, 38 minutes? They're gonna have to be this far in to hear all that. Now, I'm gonna put that on my Patreon. This video is gonna go on my Patreon later on, or I'll cut it and I'll put the full version on my Patreon and just put the edited version on YouTube. All right, but yeah, so that's what this video is about. You know, you guys, freelance, I appreciate you guys for coming through. Ray, thank you very much. Check out the beginning of the video so you can see kind of where I was coming at. But pretty much, I'm just gonna repeat for whoever made it this far. Earn the respect that you want. Okay, if you want, for all those millions of guys that are out there complaining about women, they don't respect you. Okay, if they respected you, you wouldn't get the reactions you do from the women you complain about. Okay, and for one thing, stop complaining. Women are women. They do women stuff. Plain and simple. Guys that look like men but don't act like men, they're the ones that get disrespected by the women they complain about. Okay, you got to stop all that nonsense. Chase excellence in everything you do, and you'll get the respect that you want. Plain and simple. All right, I'm gonna head out, guys. I appreciate you coming through. Me and wifey going to the comedy club tonight, so I'm gonna go shower, get dressed, get ready, and head out there. Um, I know she's out there waiting for me to finish doing what I'm doing. So see, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I guess you could say triggered this week, and I wanted to just put out something about the guys that I see complaining about women and all that, and I just felt like, you know what, whoever hears this needed to hear it when they heard it. All right, so that's how you earn respect, man. Chase excellence, do the best to the best of your abilities at everything you do. If you're playing a video game, you're trying to win, right? That's the reason people keep playing the games, because they're trying to win. So that's how you should approach life. Everything you do, you should be trying to win. Don't half-ass it. If you're fixing your car, you don't half-ass your brakes, right? You don't half-ass an oil change. If you do, well, we know what happens. All right. So everything in your life should be conducted that way. Get your life in order and chase excellence. All right. Do better. All right. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Aloha. Have a good night. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. All right. Take it easy. Freelance. Thanks for coming through, bro. Ray, good to see you, man. Catch me on the next one. I'm gonna start. What did I guess there's like a thing you can do, a notice that you're gonna go live. So in the future, I'm gonna try to do that 5 minutes before I get on or whatever. Or if I know for sure I'm gonna do a recording later, I'll put the times up and whatnot. Like I kind of like that. And now I just learned how the people I watch are doing it. So, I'm still learning at this YouTube thing. And like I said, chase excellence, right? So I saw something I liked about YouTube, so I had to learn how to do it. And so I learned something new about doing my YouTube channels. So that's where we're at, man. All right, but hey, take it easy, brother. You have a good night. Thanks for coming through, and be safe out there. All right, aloha.